Welcome back to Let's Build Jurassic Park. In this episode, we're going to work on the exterior of the Jeep garage itself, plus a couple of the interior details. Then, in a future episode, we're actually going to revisit this space and start working on the interior, adding 2 Jeeps into this space you can see now, plus some workbenches all around the outside, and any extra work to the forest surrounding the garage itself. Now to start, we added in a 16 by 16 square of light grey concrete powder, and then we quickly got to work using some simple stone slabs to start building the entranceway and the outer walls. Once I had the space ready for the doorway, I came in here and added some stone bricks, the idea being that these would be a bit of a gutter. If this garage was to have a shutter door that would close, this is where the shutter would close into. So I quickly replaced those stone bricks and add in stone brick stairs instead, because that actually gives us a little space for exactly where that shutter could close into if it was a real garage. Then, once I was happy with that, I'm moving back here to the walls to basically turn these into a really simple archway. This is where the Jeeps obviously drive in and out of and basically be the main entrance to our garage. Once I was happy with the height and width of this archway, it was time to actually then pass over to Josh, who worked on a lot of the details.
Alright, so first things first, we're going to pop some spruce slabs along the top of the garage entrance. This adds some nice structural contrast between the garage entrance itself and the rest of the garage. Then we're going to move around the back and add some walls, get these filled in with some smooth stone slabs, ready for the roof to be added.
To start with the roof, I came back to the entranceway we worked on earlier and specifically started looking at the grading of the roof, exactly how steep it needed to be to look right as a garage. Of course, with this being such a small building, it wouldn't be right for it to have a really tall or really steep roof, so I'm just working here, gradually extending out the stone slabs to give it a really nice shallow incline. Once we were happy with the front-facing facade, we came back in here, again using brick slabs to work on the overhang of the entrance. We're just gradually adding these one by one, again making sure that the roof never feels too steep, so in some cases we've doubled them up. And once we were happy with that, it was time for Josh to come back in and add a couple more details.
So we're going to start by adding some spruce trapdoors along the sides of the entrance here. We're going to transition that to the top slabs that we added earlier with some spruce stairs. Next, James is going to be adding some stone brick walls to each of the front corners of the garage. This just breaks it up and makes it seem less boxy. And then I'm going to finish it off by adding this lantern on the front. After that, we continued onto the roof, adding some extra details with some stone brick slabs. This helps give the roof some extra depth and make it genuinely more pleasing to the eye.
Once the roof was complete, it was time to come to the inside of the garage and start adding a handful of the first details. The first of which were of course these lanterns. These felt right for the garage because they didn't add too much light, but they also weren't too dim, and it really just kind of nicely lit up the space in general. Once they were added, it was time to come in and add some of the roof rafters, again using the same stairs and slab materials we've used on the entranceway to keep kind of materials consistent. I'm slowly adding these across the ceiling here. The idea for these is that there'd be 4 of them across the roof, and this is where any kind of excess materials or tools, anything you'd expect to find around a garage, could realistically be stored. And with all 4 of those complete, it was time to come to the final detail of the episode, which is the back entrance in this far corner.
So to build this back entrance, we look at using a mixture of stone brick blocks to give an interesting but not overcomplicated look. We then add some stone brick walls. This gives a bit of depth to the whole entrance itself, and then finally look to extend the door with some concrete powder on the floor.
And with that final detail, it nicely brings us to the end of this episode. And in the next one, we're going to come into this interior space and add 2 of the Jeeps themselves. Then in the final episode, we're going to add all the last little details, workbenches, work to the forest, all that sort of stuff. Now, you might have noticed this Let's Build was shorter than episodes we've done in the past. That's because we're looking to keep them all around 5 minutes these days. That should make it easier for those of you who want to pause at bits and follow along, and it'll also make it easier for us to edit. As always, thanks for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode.